Hi guys, welcome to the channel, and today we are going to address this question on how to choose your camera. Well, the answer is not really that simple. First of all, let's address the elephant in the room. You? What? No, the mirrorless and the DSLR. First of all, mirrorless or DSLR. Okay, let's compare both and let's end in a conclusion. So mirrorless is basically the new stuff inside the industry, which is self-explanatory apart from DSLR, which has a mirror inside. So the mechanism of a DSLR is somewhat like this: the light passes through, hits the mirror, go to the pentagon prism and go to the viewfinder, which we can see. And once you want to click something, the footage that you're seeing right now is from a DSLR, which is Canon 800D, and it has a video recording mode right now on. So the mirror doesn't work. In sense, mirror is on the full open section right now, so there is no issue. But if you are taking photos with this camera, then you will have this amazing sound, which is kind of nostalgic for a photographer, because I personally like that sound. But people are saying that there are situations where you want to omit that sound, such as wildlife photography. If you have sound inside the camera and you are taking a picture of a tiger and the camera makes a sound, it would be like that Dorito ad. So apart from that, let's talk in detail technically. So mirrorless cameras are more newer in technology. Okay, so as a result, because there is no mirror inside them, they can actually reduce their size and also improve on many more technical aspects of the whole camera system as in a whole. But what do we choose, mirrorless or the mirror DSLR? On terms of price, you would definitely get a cheaper DSLR than a complicated, technologically evolved mirrorless camera. That being said, what should you choose? The mirrorless, which is newer? I recommend both of them actually. Basically, you're saying is you're not siding up with mirrorless nor DSLR. Like every YouTuber out there, nobody sides up with any facts. They just casually, touch the whole topic and just leave the audience with the whole lot of questions in their mind to watch another YouTube video of themselves. Basically, come on man, break the loop. Because both of them have their own main features. Like mirrorless are really cool, but since it's really dependent on technology, it may have some complaint issue coming in after 1 or 2 years of usage. And there has been reported a lot of case about complaint coming in after 1-2 years, and that will be outside your warranty and you have to pay the full amount in the service center, which is kind of really a bummer. But DSLR, like this camera here, which is an entry-level DSLR, it doesn't have much problem. I didn't actually have much problem till now. I don't want to hex it because I just lost my HP Omen, and I had recommended to a lot of people. Apart from the heating issue, HP Omen is really good. Now I am just outside warranty and it just died on me, and I'm really sad, and it's kind of lonely without a laptop in the table.
Just barely glorious, but glorious indeed. The story has come to an end.
Okay, so DSLRs are really rugged. Like this one, this is a Canon 800D and it's pretty really built. So Canon cameras, especially DSLRs, are built really crisp and it's really durable in sense. I have zero issues on this Canon camera, as well as I am a person who basically don't actually care for a technological thing after like 3 months. Basic cycle is like 3 months. Like for the period of 3 months, I'll be treating every kind of technological thing as if it's kind of a gold, but after 3 months I'll be like, screw it. So Canon is built really good.
So what about Sony, Nikon,
that's the
Canon?
next thing. Why are you here? Okay, let's talk about whether you should buy a Sony, a Canon, or a Nikon.
What about Hasselblad?
Hasselblad? Seriously? Nobody in right mind would watch my video and buy a Hasselblad camera. I don't even know how to spell Hasselblad. Okay, I'll do that. Okay. So, traditionally in an industry, there are companies, and companies have their brand icon or brand heritage imprinted on every company. Traditionally, Canon has a brand image of producing the best color reproduction cameras. What means is the colors that are shot in a Canon, don't judge this footage because this is altered because it has a cine style LUT on the camera, which is a different issue. But usually Canon cameras will produce the best color inside the cheapest range of cameras. So if you are a person who doesn't know really good color grading, or a person who really don't want to color grade your footage and do the whole task, then buy the Canon one. Mirror or mirrorless, both of them will give you better color reproduction in my opinion. Talking about Canon cameras and color reproduction, the footage that you are seeing right now, it's actually cine style LUT. So even though the footage really looks really good, Canon doesn't actually, the Canon company officially doesn't give you this picture profile. You have to put it a third-party plugin to actually get this picture profile. But if you want to see what is the difference between this and the original Canon picture profile, I'll show you right now. So can you see this? This is the standard mode of Canon without any color grade. You have to color grade it separately, but you can see that if you are in the perfect lights and really good one, you can see that the skin tones are really crisp and really close to the natural skin tone, and the color reproduction is really good. Now the next one, which is the Sony, which is the new guy in the town, because Sony was not actually inside the DSLR competition for a really long time. They used to focus on handycams and point shoots and not a DSLR, because they didn't actually sell the DSLR much. But once the mirrorless technology comes in, Sony has incredible sale numbers. Okay, so what is the advantage of taking a Sony over a Canon? Basically, Sony has picture profile, which is the S-Log and the whole HLG and stuff, HSL or SLG or something like that. Dumbass, you don't even know the picture format, then why are you recommending Canon so much? So these picture profile will give you more information for a certain video, and hence you can actually treat the video, color grade it more efficiently and more control over your footage. Now, first of all, the whole tutorial that I am basing today is more lenient to video production than photo making, because I don't think I am a person who really notice or really give photo calibration inside a camera, even though I take photos. But I'm more amazed by the fact that DSLRs and mirrorless can shoot videos, which is kind of really mind-blowing if you think about it. Let's leave that. The next one is the Nikon, which is kind of not talked about a lot nowadays, because Nikon is not talked about because there's nothing to talk about for Nikon. Nothing to talk about. So you're saying that Nikon is not at all a good camera, and everybody who buys it around the whole world is kind of a dumb fuck? No. It's good, but it has a different league. Like every company out there, let's assume a Maruti and a Bentley. Maruti creates around 800 cars a day, while Bentley creates one car per 4 weeks. So the difference is huge, but both of them are really good manufacturers of vehicles. Okay, so likewise, these three companies are on the segment of mass production, whereby you can get cheaper cameras that perform really well. Okay, so the Nikon one has the brand identity of producing the sharpest image. I recommend to all the photographers out there, if you are going for really sharp outdoor photos, wildlife photos, I would recommend Nikon because the pictures are too crisp to compare to anything that any company out there, which the photos that are produced from the camera, right out of the camera, is really crisp and really sharp. Only when you edit and when you process the image from the Sony and the Canon, you can actually achieve a Nikon's image, but right out of the box, right out of the camera, Nikon will give you the best crisp image. Apart from crispness or clarity, Nikon actually doesn't have a really good UI, nor does it have a really good video format, because I basically judge any camera with respect to how good it can shoot videos, because I am a person who shoots a lot of videos and I love making videos. So I don't recommend Nikon for people who are vlogging nor people who are into professional videos, mainly for two things. Autofocus is not at all good. Picture profile is kind of intermediate. You can post-process it and make it better, but still you get a sharper image. But cinema is more of a smoother image thing. Smoother image industry, even if you get a really sharp image, you will eventually reduce the clarity and make it smoother. So Nikon and videography is not at all going in hand. So let's talk about Hasselblad. What? You really want? Seriously? I don't think anyone out here would want that, man. I don't think anyone would see this video and buy a Hasselblad. Yeah, that's true. Nobody actually sees these videos, man. Why are you even making these videos? Seriously? Okay. So let's get that out. So Hasselblad is kind of a Bentley in camera world. Okay. So they produce handmade cameras, and in order to produce one Hasselblad camera, it takes an enormous amount of time. While Sony and Canon produces cameras like there is no tomorrow. It takes around 4,000 cameras per day. It's a lot, and it sells a lot. While Hasselblad sells a really few cameras a year, but the quality of each camera is top notch. So why do you want to spend a lot of money to buy one single Hasselblad? Okay, the thing is the sensor. So every camera, regardless of Canon, Sony, Nikon, everyone compared to Hasselblad's sensor is kind of really kiddish. Hasselblad is for the ultra professionals out there who wants the clarity, not the clarity, the depth and the color reproduction that they want it so bad. Like if you want to use a Hasselblad, you just need to be learning a lot on how to use that camera. It's not really easy. So in terms of usability factor, I think Canon will be the most easiest camera to use, because the UI, the how you can use the camera is really simple. You don't have much options, so you have zero trouble on guiding through option, changing the settings. Everything is there in plain sight. It's like using an iPhone and an Android. If you are an Android user by birth like me, then you won't actually find the difference. But if you have used iPhone ever in your life, you would know that iPhone would be much easier to use. The UI of the user interface of the iPhone is easier. That's why older people tend to go for buying the iPhone, because it's easier to use. So likewise, Canon is the easiest camera to actually use because everything is right there, and the Sony one is kind of the most difficult camera to use in my opinion, because there is a ton of features that is inside the menu bar, and menu bar is around 24 pages. I still don't know what all features they are providing inside the Sony cameras, because it's really huge and I don't know whether everything would be working or not. And once I used a Sony inside a shoot, this was the barefoot model shoot, and it was so difficult. It has really big issues, man, like a lot of features. It's kind of really puzzling even for me. Like for me, I don't actually want to learn a new video editing software. If I can open a video editing software, I can get through it. I don't actually have to go to YouTube or buy a course in Coursera. I can actually understand what a basic video editing software can do or a basic camera can do but Sony's menu option was puzzling, absolutely puzzling. The Nikon one is kind in the middle of Sony and Canon. It's simple but still has sufficient features. But if you are a first time user, I definitely prefer to go and buy the Canon one because it will be much easier and the life would be much easier for you guys. Now that's the whole overlay on how you can buy a camera for yourself, a DSLR or a mirrorless. If you are a new guy, definitely go for the mirrorless because it's the new generation thing. And one more thing, Sony doesn't have battery capacity much compared to the Canon and Nikon one, so you need to buy an extra battery. But the other side is that you can actually buy a power bank to power the camera if you are using mirrorless, which is kind of really cheap. Power banks are cheaper, camera batteries are cheaper, but you can only use batteries inside the camera. You can't use to power the phone. You get it, right? For optimum use of your money and your investment, I would buy a power bank rather than buying a couple of batteries. That's my view. Okay, you can actually buy it out if you have money. Definitely buy the battery because it's much more easier. You can just switch off and change the battery and shoot. So apart from mirrorless being the new technology inside the whole camera industry, it does have one feature which every DSLR really envies. That is capturing low light mode. So only if you buy some cameras which are near to professional cameras, near to super professional cameras, that is Canon 1DX, Canon 80D, Canon 90D, can you actually have a DSLR which performs fairly really good in low light. So basically DSLRs are not actually written in paper, nor does it perform really good in low light. If you want to have a lot of capability to shoot in low light photography and low light videography, or you want to be taking videos like JRLE or something which concentrates a lot about nightlife and neon lights and stuff, then you should definitely go for buying of the mirrorless cameras because they have sensors which are tuned to get more information inside low light. As a result you get low noise. Just saying. So if you like this video, definitely like this video and show some love by subscribing to my channel. Now I'll be releasing a series on this, how to choose your camera, and the second series and the third series, maybe the fourth one, will be regarding each company, that is Canon video, the Sony video and the Nikon video. I won't produce Hasselblad video because I don't know a shit about Hasselblad. Okay, regardless. And there is the other thing which is the GoPro and Insta360 and the other things. I may produce a video on that. So if you want to be updated on this kind of content, definitely follow me on Instagram, YouTube and in the social platforms. See you, be happy and stay happy guys. Until next time.